Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, we care about crafting young lives. How often an idea, a question comes to our mind about fate, destiny, and the work that we do, the karma that we perform. So often in our lives, we have encountered situations where we really worked hard for something, but the results were not favorable. We were disappointed with the results. And similarly, we have encountered situations where someone who probably did not deserve a great outcome, didn't work that hard, comes out victorious, comes out successful in the eyes of other people. So it leads to a question in our minds whether it's worth putting so much of efforts, whether the outcomes are predetermined, whether there is a power of destiny so strong that efforts don't matter. This question has bothered many of us at different points in time. Let's think about it. In our ancient wisdom, if we think of King Harishchandra, who is known for his truthfulness, his integrity, had to go through a test by sage Vishwamitra, and he had to lose everything that he had, his kingdom, his family, his wealth, his position, everything. He had to work as an ordinary worker in the cremation ground. Can you imagine the transition that he had to go through from being a king to an ordinary worker in a cremation ground? But all of it he did because he stuck to his basic characteristics, his belief in the behaviors, in the thoughts that he held dear in his heart. And of course, he was returned everything that he had lost. Think of Mahabharata. The Pandavas lost everything in the game of dice. They went to the jungle, they served the sentence that they had agreed with the Kauravas. They came back and they asked for small pieces of land so that they can settle down. But they didn't get that. It was decided that the two sides will fight, and whosoever becomes victorious will get everything. The war starts on the battleground. One of the key Pandavas, Arjun, goes through a big dilemma in his mind. Probably he was scared of losing everything that he had. At that point in time, he had just a bunch of relatives. He did not want to lose them. And he was thinking whether this battle is worth fighting. Then his friend, philosopher, and guide, Sri Krishna, advises him that it's his duty to perform. It's not in his hands to decide the outcome of the battle. It's beyond him to figure if his relatives would be there. It is beyond him to figure who will win. So he understands the concept of karma yoga and gets into karma. Just think of these two stories. What do we learn? In both these stories, the two characters, King Harishchandra and Arjun, both of them, probably you can call it as destiny, were forced into situations, but they decided what they wanted to do. That differentiates them versus us. They did not think why they were suffering. They were not feeling depressed that there are so many other people who seem to be more fortunate than them at that point in time. They decided to do their duty that they know the best, that they are experts at. Arjun was an expert archer, a great warrior. and was committed to establish righteousness as a Kshatriya. And similarly, King Harishchandra was committed to give away, committed to fulfill his promises. And he wanted to establish that order. He wanted to be consistent. And in both the cases, of course, we all know the glory that we attach with these behaviors. We know that the actions that King Harishchandra took or Arjun took, the ultimate action I'm referring to, were the right actions. So, what do we learn out of all this? Rather than feeling depressed, disappointed, frustrated with this series of situations that we get exposed to, can we, as people, just stay focused on our duty? Because that's what we can do. The efforts is all that we have control over. Our beliefs, our values are all that we have control over. We have no control over the outcomes. We do not know what situations are going to come our way. However, we know how to respond. So our response determines our future. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear children, thank you for thinking about the control that we have on our efforts and getting our minds rid of all the negative thoughts about why me, why this situation is coming to me. Probably this is destiny, I cannot do anything. There is so much more we can do. I look forward to our future conversations.